There's a lot going on this week, in the last week of 2023, with a full moon in the sign of Cancer, Chiron, the wounded healer, turning back to direct motion, Venus, planet of love and personal resources, moving into Sagittarius, Jupiter, the planet of blessings and abundance, also turning back to direct motion. All of this and more in my new Intuitive Astrology Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, December 25th through Sunday, December 31st, 2023. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, my name is Colleen Lemma. I'm a starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, and we're going to be talking about the weekly aspects for this last week of 2023. So as we do our reading for the collective, the main message for everyone is going to be coming from the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. And the special message card this week coming from the Lantern Oracle deck, and this is by Angelina Mirabito. So that's going to be based on your stone of choice. But before we get to looking at those stones of choice, before we get to talking about the astrology for this week, let's go ahead and settle in and do an empowered moment. So if you find that sweet spot, if you're sitting, reclining, or lying down, and close your eyes, relax your body, and clear your mind of all thoughts. And in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine, see, feel, or just know that you're surrounded in beautiful golden white light of guidance and protection. Let's breathe in that healing golden white light into every cell of our bodies. And as you exhale, allow yourself to let go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. Tuning in again to your body and relaxing all your muscles and tendons. Making sure, if you can, that your feet are flat on the floor, or at least imagine that they are connected to the earth in some way, shape, and form. Visualize a grounding cord, either coming out of your root chakra or out of the soles of both of your feet, and moving down through the layers of Earth Mother Gaia, where that grounding cord connects to Earth Mother Gaia's crystalline heart chakra in the center of the earth. And on your next inhale, I want you to inhale deeply Earth Mother Gaia's nurturing, grounding energy up through that grounding cord. And as you exhale, allowing it to be dispersed throughout all of your chakras and energy bodies, sending in that loving, healing energy from Divine Feminine Earth Mother Gaia. And let's focus our attention now on this full moon in this last week of the year of 2023. And full moons are about the completion of a cycle. It's about releasing, healing, and letting go of what we no longer need to hang on to. And what a perfect time of year for this full moon in the sign of Cancer, the sign that rules our emotions and emotional body. And also on the day of the full moon in Cancer in this upcoming week, we've got Chiron, the wounded healer, turning back to direct motion at 15 degrees of Aries. And as Chiron, the healer and shaman, comes to a standstill, it intensifies and magnifies his energies of healing any fragmentation realigning the energies within us that need to be realigned, integrating lessons that we have learned throughout the year about our sense of self and confidence and courage, independence and self-identity. This is a perfect time for Chiron to magnify his energies as healer and shaman on this day of the full moon in Cancer in this last week of December of this year of 2023. So set your intention to the healers of the highest vibration of light for the ultimate healing to take place within you. Healing of your feelings and emotions, healing of subconscious patterns, an overall healing of the emotional body, and bringing healing to your sense of self-identity. Breathe in that intention deeply into every cell of your body, and as you exhale, blow that intention out to the universe, where the angels of the highest vibration of light, the healers of the highest vibration of light, can capture that energy and ascend with it to the higher levels to bring the ultimate healing for you. And take one last deep healing, cleansing, balancing breath with gratitude and thanks for the healing that will take place in this last week of the year. And as you exhale and in your own time, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. And get ready for looking at your stones of choice for that special message card a little bit later on. So our first stone of choice is a special intention amethyst cluster pendant. So amethyst cluster crystal pendant here. It's been Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 9, the essence of the humanitarian and creative and spiritual energy. Also, master number 11 is infused into this pendant, number of the light worker and the visionary. Qualities of the sign of Pisces for unconditional love, compassion, and spiritual connection to one's angels and guides. The balancing of the crown chakra to open one up to higher wisdom and guidance. And Archangel Raziel's energy is infused into this one, the Archangel of alchemy and divine magic. Okay, and then pendant number 2 here. This is called Sonora Sunrise Sunset Chrysocolla. It's wrapped in silver wire, infused with the qualities of the number 8, number of empowerment, willpower, and the courage to move through the challenges of life. The qualities of the sign of Sagittarius, sign of hope and freedom and the ability to change one's routine to move towards accomplishing one's goals in life. The energies of the planet Pluto infused into this to encourage one to explore the highest hidden knowledge of the inner self and manifest transformation on one's life path. The activation of the root chakra for security, the sacral chakra for passion, and the throat chakra for speaking one's truth. And this stone offers a strong connection between the inner and outer self, along with the energies of the cosmos, and promotes the spiritual power to awaken the hidden talents of the self. Okay, and then last but not least, we've got this beautiful selenite pendant. This is wrapped in silver wire. It's been Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 11, number of the light worker, the number of psychic insights and higher perceptions, and balanced leadership. The planet Uranus, ruler of change, redirection, and the higher God mind energies. This is infused with the fire element for passion, creativity, and faster moving energies. This also has the star card energy from the major arcana infused into it, which is the essence of making plans for the future and manifesting your dreams. This one has Archangel Michael's energy to help cut the cords to the past and move forward on your highest destiny path, as well as Archangel Raziel's energy, the Archangel of psychic abilities, divine magic, and alchemy, and all of those of the higher angelic realms. So again, our stones of choice here are the Amethyst Cluster, Special Intention Pendant. We've got the Sunrise Sunset Chrysocolla. And we've got the beautiful Selenite Pendant. Okay, so we've got a lot to talk about. A lot of cards came out for today's reading, and there's a lot of astrology, so let's jump into that. On Monday, the 25th, which, yes, this is Christmas Day, we have Venus, the planet of love and social interaction. It also rules personal resources like money and finances. She's currently in the sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio is this mysterious, deep, intense energy. It does rule other people's resources, so there is a money connection here with Venus and Scorpio. And on Monday, it's going to be in a positive trine aspect to Neptune, ruler of the spiritual realm, who is in his home sign of Pisces. So this can be a very beautiful, intense but awesome energy for Christmas Day. I feel like our connections hold a depth to them. And, you know, although usually around the world stores aren't open on Christmas Day, but there's this ability to share resources with one another. And it doesn't mean necessarily money, but we're sharing our time, we're sharing our gifts, we're sharing our love, we're sharing that energy, whatever it is that we have to give and share with other people on this higher spiritual level, because Neptune brings in that beautiful otherworldly sort of energy. On Tuesday the 26th, it's a pretty packed day because we have a full moon in Cancer. The full moon is at 4 degrees of Cancer. Again, full moons are endings, completion, releasing, letting go, healing that needs to take place. And in Cancer, it's about home and family. Could be about our living situation, but it's about our emotions and emotional body for the most part. Also on the 26th, we have Chiron, the wounded healer and shaman, is turning back to direct motion at 15 degrees of Aries. Now, we've been feeling Chiron slowing down for the last couple of weeks. So if you felt this magnification of intensity regarding old wounds, regarding yourself or your confidence or your courage or your independence or your sense of self-identity rising and coming up to the surface, that's been Chiron's influence. So Chiron is bringing these wounds to the surface so that we pay attention to them and bring healing to them. So what an interesting time to have a full moon in that emotional sign of Cancer, which does rule our intuition and our subconscious patterns, and then having Chiron turning back to direct motion at the same time, on the same day, I mean. Also on Tuesday the 26th, we have Mercury, which rules the mental realm of our thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communications, an inspirational, optimistic, far-reaching Sagittarius, but it's in a challenging square aspect to Neptune. Now, remember we said Neptune rules the spiritual realm, but in this case, this is a challenging connection. So the shadow side of Neptune is illusion, confusion, and delusion, meaning some of the messages we're receiving might be a little fuzzy. Some of the communications we're having and interactions with others might be misunderstood, or there might be miscommunication going on. There's something where Mercury wants to expand into the big picture in Sagittarius, but that square to Neptune says, you don't have all the pieces yet, or nothing's making sense, or things are a little bit fuzzy, or maybe even a little deceptive. So we might want to wait until Mercury turns back to direct motion on January 1st, because it is in its retrograde motion right now. And as it's retrograde the rest of this month, more information is coming in, more pieces to the puzzle are coming in. We're able to kind of sort out the miscommunication or the missed messages over the next couple of weeks in order for things to have more clarity, I guess. On Wednesday, the 27th, we have the Sun in Capricorn. It's in a positive connection to Jupiter and Taurus. So here's the Sun, our personality. It's how we're shining our light. Right now, we're shining our light through practical, grounded, hardworking, goal-oriented Capricorn. That trine to Jupiter, Jupiter likes to expand the energies. So it's expanding these goals. It's expanding our feeling of responsibility, because Capricorn is about responsibility. It's expanding this need for maybe putting in the work and effort towards things. Now, Jupiter is the planet of abundance, prosperity, and blessings, so there could be something coming from our efforts. I don't know if it's money, although Jupiter is in Taurus, and Taurus does rule money and finances. But if it's not money that's coming in as a result of your hard work and efforts, it's other types of gifts and blessings coming from Jupiter. At the same time on Wednesday, we've got Mercury, again, that planet that rules the mental realm and communications, in Sagittarius, connecting to Mars, planet of energy, action, forward movement, in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is, again, kind of the big picture, the big vision, expanding into new horizons. And Mars is an activator. So Mars is going to activate these messages and information and networking and communications on that day in order to expand ourselves into that bigger vision or bigger picture that we're wanting to move towards. However, the next day on Thursday, on the 28th, Mars in Sagittarius is challenging Neptune in Pisces. So just like on Tuesday where Mercury was challenging Neptune, now it's Mars that's challenging Neptune. So again, since Mars is about taking action, taking some sort of tangible action to move forward, this might be a lack of direction. This might be a lack of being grounded as far as our purpose forward, or what choice to make, or what decision to make, or what avenue to follow. You know, Mercury earlier in the week brings in, again, fuzzy messages, misinformation. Mars squaring Neptune on Thursday is like, you might try to move forward in a particular direction and then feel like you're getting pulled back, or feel like you want to retract your energies because you're not sure which way to go or what choice to make. Again, Mercury is retrograde, so if you can wait till after the first of the year to make important decisions, that's going to be best. On Friday the 29th, Venus, which rules, again, love, relationships, money and finances, our values, what we value and how we value ourselves. Well, Venus, ruler of the divine feminine, is moving into Sagittarius on the 29th of December. She's going to be in Sagittarius until January 23rd. So Sagittarius is freedom energy. It's about change, freedom, redirection, optimism, happy-go-lucky, blessings, expanding into the big vision, as we talked about earlier with Sagittarius. So Venus in relationship in Sagittarius, she's going to want more freedom, or she might even want to break free of something that feels suffocating or limiting to her. With money and finances, Venus and Sagittarius can be quite lucky. Like there's a lot of luck involved and good fortune involved here. And again, whether it's money or whether it's other types of resources and blessings that are kind of just coming to her, might be through other people, it might be through, universal blessings. This can, again, increase that good luck aspect. On the 30th, Saturday the 30th of December, this is when Jupiter, which is called the Great Benefic, the planet of blessings, prosperity, and abundance, the planet that rules higher learning, higher wisdom, and higher knowledge, is turning back to direct motion at 5 degrees of Taurus. So again, just like Chiron on Tuesday turning to direct motion, Jupiter also the past couple of weeks has been slowing down and magnifying and intensifying his energies, which is all about, again, this need to look at things from a higher perspective. That's where the higher wisdom and knowledge comes in. How can I look at the situation or the circumstance and see the spiritual perspective of it all? What am I learning? How am I growing and evolving as a soul? And now that Jupiter, planet of prosperity and abundance, is turning direct, now that abundance and prosperity can start to be activated on an external level. While it was retrograde for the past several weeks, the abundance and prosperity was more about looking for that within yourself. How do I feel blessed within myself? Do I feel grateful and thankful for what I have? With all the knowledge and wisdom that I've been gaining through Jupiter retrograde, how do I feel abundant within myself? But now again, with the planet turning back to direct motion, planets in direct motion express in the outer world. So now this abundance and prosperity can be externalized as we move into the new year. Also, Jupiter turning direct, there might be some new things that you want to learn or teach. If you're someone that teaches any kind of classes or lectures, or you like to learn new things, either as the student or the teacher, these can start being, I don't know if I want to say more productive, but definitely kind of more abundant, if you will. Okay, so that's a little bit about what's going on astrologically. Let's take a look at all these cards that kind of came out for this last week of the year for our message from the Archangel Power Tarot deck. So the first card is the Five of Gabriel. This is like the Five of Wands. And whenever we have the five of anything, wands, swords, pentacles, or cups, we have this kind of chaotic sort of energy, because the number 5, numerologically speaking, is a busy energy, but it's sort of directionless. In other words, it might be like shooting off in all these different directions, and so it's ungrounded, chaotic, nervous, anxious sort of energy. And the suit of Gabriel being the suit of Wands, it's the energy of the spiritual realm. So it's spiritual, it's creative, it's high energy, it's passionate. So again, the energy may feel like it's all over the place. And this is probably, Mercury being in fire sign Sagittarius. Gabriel would relate to the fire element. Wands relates to the fire element. And when we have Mercury in Sagittarius, again, it's not grounded, it's scattered, it's all over the place. And so this is what this energy is talking about. Now, what does it say at the bottom? It says, a challenge that you can resolve. It says, withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. So again, there's a need to ground. There's a need to have that patience. There's a need to kind of collect the energies and bring something into a little bit more focus, because right now it's just a little bit too busy, too scattered, and too chaotic. It can bring in some challenges, as it says. So let's go ahead. The card, there's a second card that came out with this card, as there is with every position here for this week's reading. And the card that came out with that is a Major Arcana. It's Major Arcana 15, and it says decision. Isn't that interesting? We were just talking about holding off and making decisions, if possible, until Mercury turns back to direct motion at the beginning of the year. This card called Decision in this deck is typically the Devil card in the traditional tarot, right? And the Devil card deals with our fears and anxieties and this feeling of doubt that we might carry. This one's associated with Archangel Jophiel, which is the Archangel of Beauty, which kind of is an interesting association for this particular card. But what does it say at the bottom? Release yourself from that which holds you back. That's where those fears and anxieties and doubts come in, right? Release yourself. Now think about the Devil card. Usually, well, not always, but like the image that comes to mind from one of my decks, I'm not sure which one, but it's a person that's like in a cage. And the cage door is open, so they can very easily step out of the cage that they're in. But they seem to either not know that the door is open, or they're too afraid to move out of the cage. There's some trepidation there. Also, The image of the Devil card could be of people kind of being chained, like both their hands and their feet are chained and they're unable to kind of move. But if you look a little bit more closely at the image, the chains are not really secured. In other words, they can very easily just kind of break loose and break free of those chains that they think are binding them to something or holding them back. And that's not really true, and that's not really so. So, and this does have a cage in it, right? There's a cage with birds kind of flying free. There's one bird that's still in the cage. So it's about making the decision to free yourself. And, you know, there's a challenge involved here, but yet there's also an ability for you to do that, an ability to liberate yourself, an ability to free yourself, to step out of what you perceive is holding you back or binding you, because it's an illusion, right? Talk about that Neptune illusion with both Mercury and Mars this week. That's kind of what this is about. Now it says at the bottom, again, release yourself from that which holds you back. We read that. A need to detox. So all these fears, all these anxieties, all this depression, all this kind of heavy energy, all this feeling of overwhelm, it's weighing you down, and you need to like pull the cords, release it, let it go, detox from that. And then it says unnecessary worry. It says the unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. Well, isn't it interesting that Chiron is in Aries, and Aries is about our confidence, our courage, right? And so as Chiron turns back to direct motion and it's bringing up the intensity of these wounds of feeling a lack of confidence, it's also giving us the opportunity to heal that, to release that, to set ourselves free from that. So let's look at the two cards really quickly together before we move on to the set of next two cards. Five of Gabriel, a challenge that you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Don't let other people's energies or negativity affect you. Have patience within yourself and those around you. And then the decision card, Major Arcana 15. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So those two cards are definitely showing kind of like some challenge energies that we might be faced with this week, or at the very least in the beginning of the week, as Tuesday is when our full moon is and when Chiron is turning back to direct motion. And it's when Mercury is challenging or squaring Neptune. Let's look at the next card here, the first of the second set of cards. We have another 5 card. Remember what I said about the 5s? Chaos, confusion, illusion, ungrounded energies. This is the suit of Raphael. The 5 of Raphael is like the 5 of Cups. So this is our emotions, our emotional body, our emotional nature. You know, what's going on in emotional connections with others, even with relationships, because that deals with our emotions. So again, our emotions are scattered and all over the place, and we might not know exactly what it is we're feeling or how we're feeling or what we should feel. And it says at the bottom, everything happens for a reason. Release, there's a lot of release going on here, right? Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So this is like the 5 of Cups, right? There's usually like overturned cups, spilled cups, someone sitting there in despair or sadness because, whatever it is for them that they're emotionally connected to didn't work out the way they wanted to. It often deals with relationships, but it can deal with a job, a career, finances, a living situation. It can deal with anything that we feel emotionally attached to. And whatever it was, maybe it didn't work out the way we thought, the way we wanted it to. And again, we're nearing the end of a year. So this end of the year is kind of winding up some old energies and everything's coming to a head. And it is a full moon in a water sign, and this is a water card, Raphael, water, cups. So this really makes sense here. Let's look at the second card that came out with this. Okay, this is the 8 of Gabriel. This is like the 8 of Wands. This is kind of like a very busy energy, similar to the 5 of Gabriel that we had in the beginning. The 5 is a scattered energy, and that energy, spiritual energy, is all over the place. The 8 of Gabriel it's usually one of the kind of fastest moving cards in the minor arcana for the fire or wand element. It means, again, a lot of things are happening all at once, and that can feel overwhelming, and that can feel like a scattered energy. The 8 in numerology is about money and finances, job and career, but it's also about our sense of empowerment in any area of life. So do you feel disempowered? Or do you feel empowered? Or do you need to take your power back in some sort of situation? Now it says at the bottom, a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results. So something's coming in quick and fast, bringing some sort of results. Important communication. So I feel like this really relates to Wednesday's Mercury-Mars conjunction, because again, Mercury and Mars are both in fire sign Sagittarius. The suit of Gabriel, the suit of Wands, is related to the fire element. So things are coming in fast. Information is coming in fast. Messages is coming in fast. There's going to be a lot of networking, a lot of text, phone call, email, kind of, communication activity. There's going to be almost like this feeling of urgency, because Mars and Sagittarius has this feeling of urgency. Like I feel like I need to make a decision. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I need to figure out which way to go. And if we put these two cards together, we've got some emotional despair, sadness, feeling of discombobulation, feeling of emotional confusion. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret. Embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So look to what is good. Look to what can allow you or bring in more happiness and joy and help you to feel better. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, and important communication. All right, the last two cards. As we get towards the end of the week, we've got the Six of Michael. This is like the Six of Swords in the traditional tarot. So the sword suit is about the mental realm, our thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communications. The 6 is a number numerologically where everything starts to balance out. And the Six of Michael, the Six of Swords, just as the image is in this card, in the traditional tarot, it usually shows a person in a boat, and they're kind of moving forward through the water, through the lake, through the river, through the stream. This is interesting because this boat is in the air, which kind of makes more sense because the suit of Michael or swords is the element of air. So this is about moving forward with your thoughts, moving forward with new ideas that are popping into your head. Your perceptions and belief systems maybe can take a turn for the more positive or the better. It says at the bottom, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. It says, breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. And this does say at the end, relocation or travel. So you might be thinking about moving, you might be thinking about traveling, going somewhere, or at least traveling with your mind. Again, learning something new, taking a class, that's like traveling with your mind as well. But this is really new positive thoughts, new positive communication. Now, there still might be some storm clouds here, as it shows here. You're coming out of the storm, though. Whatever this is about, you're going to be coming out of the storm soon. Now let's look at the last card, the very last card that came out with this card. Okay, we have a Major Arcana 0, Leap of Faith. This is the Fool card in the traditional tarot, and the Fool card is about a leap of faith. It's about having trust and jumping off the cliff, not knowing where or how you're going to land on your 2 feet. But the Leap of Faith card says the universe is going to help you. You're being protected, you're being guided, and your angels are there behind you. This is ruled by Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron rules our Akashic records. Okay, so he's like a scribe, right? He was one of the archangels that lived an earthly life. He was a scribe in his earthly life. And then he was made into an archangel, and now he oversees the books, the Akashic records, the Akashic realm. So this is the book of our records, right? All of our thoughts, deeds, experiences in past lifetimes, present lifetime, future potential lifetimes. This says at the bottom, believe in yourself and listen to your heart and do what gives you joy. So again, light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief, make new plans. There's a possibility of relocation or travel. Take a leap of faith, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, in other words, and do what gives you joy. Move into the light of day again. Move into that joyous, optimistic, new experience, even though you don't know what that's going to look like. That's usually what the Fool card is about. It's like we don't know when we take that step off the cliff and we take that leap of faith, we don't know what it's going to look like or how it's going to unfold. But the trajectory of all the cards really gives us the theme of winding up the energies, the karmic lessons, the releasing and healing the old subconscious patterns from this year and maybe going back several years as we're getting ever closer to moving into a new year of 2024. Let's go ahead and take a look at what your special message card is depending on your stone of choice. So the first stone of choice was the amethyst cluster pendant. So let's give this a little shuffle. Ask for the special message card of guidance for the amethyst cluster people. Amethyst cluster people. This one's calling my attention as I opened my eyes. Oh, you guys. I'm smiling because I haven't used this deck in a little while, and as I pulled the deck out and asked Spirit if this was the deck that I should use for this last week of the year and got a yes, I decided to pull my own card just for myself for a special message before even starting to record this video. And this is the exact card that I chose for myself. And it says transitions. I don't know if you can see, but there's an image of kind of like a grandmotherly looking spirit, like the crone energy or the grandmother energy. She's kind of within these storm clouds. She looks a bit like she's resting or contemplating or taking a little bit of downtime. But remember, she's full of wisdom. She's full of lots of experience and wisdom. And this is about going through a transition phase. Now let's see what it says at the bottom. It says, you have all of the inner resources that you need to choose whatever brings something, okay. Oh, bridges. Okay, so basically this is saying, yes, should have grabbed my glasses because this tiny print. Okay, it says you have all of the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. Okay, we got it. So you're crossing some sort of bridge into something new, right? You're walking away from something old and transitioning, as the card says, into something new. Basically, this is about endings and new beginnings. And you're taking all the wisdom you gained from this year of 2023, because 2023 adds up to that 7-year numerologically. And the number 7 is about wisdom. It's about coming into wisdom. So what have you learned or gained? What new perspectives? What higher wisdom and knowledge have you gained during this past year? Now it's time to move into a new phase of life. So this could be transition from one situation or circumstance into another, but this could also be transitioning just within yourself. Like you've grown a lot, you've healed a lot, you've come into a deeper understanding of yourself, and now you're transitioning into a new phase. I'm not saying you're becoming the crone or the wise woman quite yet, although I probably would have to put myself in that category, but you've attained a certain amount of wisdom, that wise woman sort of wisdom, in order to transition into kind of a new you, a new perspective, a new way of experiencing yourself or life. So it could be internal transitions or external transitions. And even the number 37 here adds up to the number 10, which is a 1 for new beginnings. So again, you have all of the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. So even if there's some challenges that lie ahead, You have what's needed within yourself, and even resources maybe from other people or support from other people outside of you or from your angels and guides that's going to assist you on moving forward on your path. Let's put that one back in the deck in case somebody else gets it. And then the second stone was the chrysocolla, the sunrise, sunset. Chrysocolla, special message for those people for this week, the last week of 2023. Chrysocolla people. Okay, this one's calling my attention here. This one says perspective. Well, this is exactly, again, that 7-year for 2023 energy. It was all about gaining a different perspective. And it says at the bottom, it says, a calm and clear mind is free to see differently. A calm and clear mind is free to see differently. So this person's kind of sitting on a hill. They're looking through binoculars at what's over here out in the horizon, a nice little lighthouse. So they're seeing something with fresh eyes. They're seeing something with expanded vision. Again, it's moving up into that higher spiritual wisdom and knowledge, that higher perspective, looking at things from a different vantage point, not just looking at your earthly challenges and circumstances through your physical eyes and, oh, this is hard and why did this happen and, whatever it might be. But why did this happen? What is this teaching me? What new gifts have I gained? What new perspective have I gained about myself, about this relationship, about my circumstance? And again, let's look at things from a new, fresh perspective. This is number 39. 3 plus 9 equals a 12. The 1 plus the 2 of the 12 equals a 3. A 3 is about expanding your vision, expanding your perspective, learning, growing, evolving, being creative and giving birth to something new based on shifting your perspective or perceptions. Okay? All right, beautiful. Let's put that back in the deck and let's shuffle one last time for the selenite people. So the special message for the people that chose the selenite, special message for this last week of 2023 for selenite people. Okay, this one's calling my attention right here. I can't believe it. Okay, transitions. Okay, so there's a reason here we keep getting the transitions. So, do I have to read it again? Number 37, transitions. You have all of the resources that you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. So, however you need to move forward, whatever bridges or challenges you need to cross over, the wisdom of the wise goddess, the wise old goddess, the crone, the grandmother spirit is going to assist you with the transition phase in your life. All right, everybody, I send you all lots of love and light during this last week of the year 2023. Our next video will be a January 2024 video and for the first week of January. So I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Happy New Year, everyone, and blessings of love and light to you. Namaste.